Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Paul. Today we're down the beautiful Lake Bonnie. I absolutely love coming to this spot here. This is one of my favourite places to come for sunsets. Now in today's video I wanted to show you, just because it's summertime doesn't mean you can't go camping. I want to show you how we go camping all year round, no matter the temperature, on different ways you can stay cool while you're camping. Alright, let's get to it. So we've got a range of products to go through today, starting with your little Kitkas fan, your companion fan here, and an evaporative cooler, a little Kitkas portable shower, and this one was very popular on Instagram last night. It just blew up the post. Misters on the awning. We're going to finish up with that and show you how to hook that up for yourselves. Now, I moved around the back of my car for a minute as I had a bit of a breeze coming through, and I want it to be an equal test, as I want to test out these fans with a thermometer. I know the thermometer is not going to make that much of a difference, but I want to do it just in case. The real test is actually on yourself and you feel it. The thermometer isn't going to show an accurate result, but it's worth a shot anyway. So I want to make it as equal as possible. That's why I've come around out of the wind. Now, starting off with this Kitkas little fan here, it's got a lithium battery inside it. It'll last for 24 hours, which is a really good run time. There's 3 different settings on it. It only weighs half a kilo, and it's even got the oscillation setting as well. So I find this quite handy. Honestly, Kitkas sent me this about 6 months ago to use myself. I've mostly been using it at home. I had it at my bedside table, keep me cool at night time, and also while I'm editing as well. I have it on my table there while I'm editing. Great little fan, and it's also great here next to you, just in the chair, if it's not a real hot day. I like it because it's really compact. It's half the size of every other fan, and like I said, half a kilo. So this is $59 on their Australian Direct website, but currently out of stock. But I think you can pre-order it soon. Now let's turn it on. That's on low, medium, and high. Let's stick it next to the thermometer. That's on 30.4 at the moment. Let's see if we can drop it at all. It does tilt as well. Give it a minute. Oh, sun's just coming out, it's actually getting warmer. We'll see if we can get it to drop at all. Oh, look at that. 29.5. So that's not a bad difference for a tiny little fan, but it really does feel cooler on your face, especially if you were already wet. This isn't bad at all. Let's go to the next one. Now this next fan here is made by Companion. It's got an oscillating fan on it. I do like that it's got a built-in light, which is actually quite bright at night. That's not bad at all. Charging options is really good. With this one, you've got AC or DC, so you can charge it at home on your 240, or you can charge it with your 12-volt cigarette plug, which they give you. They give you both plugs, so you can charge it while you're out as well. That's a really handy feature. It's got your low fan speed and your high, and it's got your adjustable pivot at the back. The only thing I don't like about this one here, it's a bit off balance, and if it's pointing upwards, that's fine. But if you've got it level or just slightly forwards, unless you've got something holding the back down, quite often it'll want to fall forwards. So just be wary of that. This one here is $95 from the Companion website. This is lithium-powered as well. So you've got the option to either run it straight from the AC at home, or you can run it from the battery while you're portable. Now let's turn this one on and see what we can get with the temperature. See if we can drop it. On 37.4, 0.3. I'll try and tilt it down a bit more. Now again, I'll be honest again, Companion have sent me this one here and the evaporative cooler just to test out and do a review for you guys. It's an honest opinion. 34.2. So that's not too bad either. It does put a considerable amount more air out than the previous fan. Now let's check out whether the water cooled actually works outdoors. One more thing with this fan here, it is lithium, but you'll get a 6-hour runtime out of this one here. So that's something you've got to consider as well. The bigger the fan, probably the less runtime you're going to get out of them. And it's a lot bigger. It's going to take a lot more room up. So that's what you've got to consider, size and everything as well. But it puts out way more air. I actually really like this fan. Now this one's Companion's Evaporative Cooler, meaning it's water cooled. You've got these little fins at the back here. It pumps water over the fins, runs down through it, sucks the air through it, pumps it out through the fan here. Now, there's a safety switch at the bottom. So if it falls over, it turns off automatically. So you can use it just in a fan mode. You've got a low and a high setting. This one here doesn't have lithium. It's a lead acid battery, so you get 4 hours runtime out of this one here. But then you can also just push the cool button. But first of all, we're gonna get some nice cold water. I've had it in the fridge for a couple of hours, so I'm gonna give it the best chance possible to try and cool down. Let's see how it goes. Now your fill point is at the top here, with a removable water tank at the bottom here, with your water level there. So this is nice icy cold water. So hopefully it cools it down quite a bit. Let's fill it up. Now Companion do make bigger evaporative coolers, but I ordered this one because any bigger just wouldn't be practical. Not for camping. Everything takes up room, so the more room you can save, the better. So even though they would have worked a lot better, this is the size I chose. How we going? Oh, halfway, keep going. I'm actually surprised how much water it holds. Now when I start this one, I'll let this going for a couple of minutes, give it ample time for that water to go over those pads and really work at its optimum. Right, let's get it going. As you can see, the evaporative cooler did cool it down considerably. This one I think would be really handy just outside your swag. Open up that end window in a swag, let that cool air blow through. Or if you can, hook it up with a handle in your rooftop tent. Trouble is though, it's got this safety lock. Turns off straight away as soon as you lift it. So you might need to put some tape over it or something. As long as you've got this securely mounted and the water's not going to spill everywhere during the night, it should be fine in the rooftop tent as well. Now we move on to the Kitkas lithium-powered shower. Now, very simple this one. Comes with a mounting bracket and a USB charger with a spare little washer there. So your suction cap, straight on there, straight on your car, and then it hooks straight onto that suction cap, or you've got a hook as well. Now, this is so simple to use. All you need is a bucket of water. It's got a removable filter in it as well, so easy to clean filter. To charge it, simply undo this little waterproof knob here. There's your charging port there. So put this back on, lock it in. One touch power button. So we'll just turn it on. Drop it straight in the bucket of water. And you've got a 1.8 metre hose. Instantly you've got a shower. No need to run a power cord to your battery or anything. This straight in a bucket, you can use this anywhere at all. That's the most simple shower I've seen. Now the lithium battery in this, with one charge, you'll get 1 hour's use, which is plenty because you're not going to use this very often. It's only a couple minutes at a time, so it'll last you ages. You can pick these up for $59 from the Australian Direct website. Probably the biggest use I get out of this, we use it nearly every weekend, is a hand wash station. This is attached to the side of your car down low, with some soap in there, and you've got an easy hand wash, simple as. Now for the part most of you's been waiting for. This is actually really simple to do. Everything I've got here, I just purchased from Bunnings. I think all up it cost me about $150. They do have kits available though. You can buy different size kits, which are a lot cheaper. But I wanted to start from scratch and just test it out. This is just a prototype to see if it was even possible to do this. I didn't know if it would even work. So I just done it yesterday, I set it up, tested it out. It actually works quite good. So I'll evolve it and it'll end up getting better, but this is just what it is for now. Just a basic so I can show you how it works. I started out with just a cheap Azito 12 volt pump. This is, like I said, from Bunnings. It is mountable. you've got an inlet and an outlet, and very simple to power up. Cigarette plug with an on and off button. That couldn't be any simpler. Now, big hose here, that's my inlet hose. So this one here I'll run down to the water, and I'll attach a few Coke bottles to the end here, so that way it's not resting on the bottom and just sucking up sand or dirt from the bottom. It's actually up and raised. So that's that. You got your actual misters here with all the jets in it. I'll run through how I assembled all of them. And then I don't run the misting kit the whole way down to the pump. I run a standard outlet hose, garden hose from the outlet from the pump to the misting kit here. So you just mount that wherever you want on your car. One thing you will have to be incredibly careful of, misting jets, the hole for the outlet is incredibly small, so they will block up very easy. So if you're outdoors, you might be tucking a bit of dirt or sand, so you don't want that blocking up straight away and just ruining it. Although they are simple to just unscrew, run the pump, let all the dirt and everything run through it. You might need a needle or something, pin through that and unblock them. But the way around that, the pump already comes with a little filter here. That was a built-in one. Trouble is though, that's a mesh filter and it's not the finest filter. So it'd be right for the bigger particles, but for the smaller stuff, I went out and purchased a second filter here, which is a misting filter. So that's finer, it'll stop all the finer particles and stop it from blocking up. And that's quite easy to clean as well. So I've already got my outlet to the misters plugged in. So we'll plug in these filters here. Simply push that in, push up the little locking tab, which locks it in there. Now we'll go around the other side and plug in the power. So we'll plug the pump straight into the cigarette socket there. And then what we want to do, this hose here, we'll run around the other side of the car where the awning is. And then the inlet hose here, I'm going to connect up to this inline filter here, and we'll run it down to the water. Now I've tied a knot at the end of the hose onto a milk bottle, so hopefully that holds it up off the sand enough so that nothing gets inside it. Let's give it a try. This is all experimental, haven't tried this yet, so we'll see how it goes. Turn the pump on and see what happens. I did have to move the knot back a fraction. The hose was sitting out of the water, so it was losing suction. So once I moved the knot back, it dropped down enough to maintain suction. Now that we have our inlet hose in the water ready to go, run our outlet hose around where we want to mount it to. So for me, I'll just feed it through the awning here. And then I can plug the misters straight into it, ready to go. Then it's as simple as just feeding it through, tying around the Velcro on the awnings, and you set the pattern you want. At the moment, I've only got the Velcro tabs from the awning holding it, as well as just a couple cable ties. But what I want to do is order the Velcro straps that you can buy off of eBay and stuff like that, and just Velcro them around it. That way you don't have to cut cable ties each time, and you've always got them with you. It's really simple to assemble. You buy this hose here in 5 metre lengths, and you simply cut it to the lengths you need. There's lots of different joiners you get. This one here is just a straight through with the mister on top. So down there. You get your end pieces here with your mister down the bottom, which will block off the ends. You can also get elbows as well if you want to curve at 90 degrees, which I haven't done yet. I'll do that later on. But then the trouble I had, I'd forgotten a fitting. Went back to Mitre 10 because I didn't want to drive half or 20 minutes to Berry to the closest Bunnings again. So I tried to find a fitting to go from this thin misting hose to a standard garden hose, and they had nothing at all. So I had to drive back to Bunnings again. Eventually found this little white fitting here, which reduces it, enlarges it, so it'll go into your standard garden hose. But then I had to buy a couple of fittings in between as well. So I can probably reduce them if I did a bit more research, got some better fittings. I could probably reduce the amount of fittings I got here. That was just a quick rush job to get it done. So that'll get you connected to your main garden hose anyway. So that'll connect straight on there. Now these misters, very simple. They've got a little barb on the inside here, so the hose will only go in one way. And it locks it in tight. You just push it straight into that fitting. Locks it in nice and tight, watertight. Just be careful, make sure you've got it where you want it first, because it's a one-way fitting, so they're very hard to take back out again. But it's so simple. You just keep going, feed your next bit of hose to the next bit, go along, keep cutting it as you need it, and just put the drippers wherever you want. It's incredibly easy. Now let's turn this on and see if it actually works. I've tested it at home yesterday in a bucket and it worked beautifully, but I haven't tried it down the lake yet. So we're going to switch it on right now and see how it goes. Oh, would you look at this? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 misters. Straight away, I already feel very refreshed. It's working absolutely perfect. Now that's got an unlimited water source. And it only uses about 1 amp per hour. I've already checked that. So I can run this all day long in summer. I'm going to use this so often now. I'm going to keep refining the design. If you've got any other ideas on how to improve this too, let's work it out together and nut it out. Let's make one great design. One thing I already noticed though, down by the water, with the floaty, the hose keeps drifting in with the current. So one thing I have thought of, maybe you could use a rod holder. If you're in a shallow water like I am now, stick it in the water, tie it to the rod holder. That way it can't sink down and it's not going to move anywhere no matter what the current's doing either. So that could probably work as well. Thinking out the box, this doesn't have to be used just on an awning. Or even underneath it. You could have this above your awning, cooling the awning itself so that it's not as hot. You could have it on top of your rooftop tent or on top of your swag, or even better, you've got your garden hose already. Just bring a little sprinkler with you. Have a sprinkler directly on top of your awning, on top of your rooftop tent or on your swag. If you want to have a nap during the day, or just watch a movie in your rooftop tent or something, you can keep it nice and cool with a sprinkler on top of it. I think that'd be a great idea. You could use this pump for just about anything. I think what I'm going to do in the future with this whole setup is put it in one of my Expedition boxes, completely sealed box. I'll mount the pump inside the box. I'll have an inlet and an outlet on either side of the box, and all the hoses, the whole setup can just pack up into that box, ready to just throw in any time. And I think I might actually put an Anderson plug connection too for the power, and I might put a plug on this side of the car so I can easily turn it on or off with a switch over here. But, oh, I'm loving this. Oh, I am just absolutely loving this. I'm so excited, as you can tell. Oh, this is getting used so often. I can't wait. Now, if you guys have got any more questions about how to set this up, don't hesitate, leave a comment. I'm happy to answer anytime. If you've got any more questions about the fans, leave a comment about that as well. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. But if you haven't already, consider subscribing. But thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!